welcome or welcome back to Champion the Passion, a weekly pro wrestling podcast where we inspire you to champion your passions and celebrate the joy of what you love. I'm your host. My name is Victoria Daisy, and today we are going to be recapping everything that happened last night on Friday Night Smackdown. But before we get started, don't forget to leave a 5-star review if you enjoyed. Follow me at It's Victoria Daisy across all social platforms and follow Champion the Passion across all streaming platforms. But let's get right into it. So we opened up SmackDown with footage from outside the arena, and basically a car accident happened, okay? Solo was there, Tala Tonga was there, Tongaloa was there, JC Mateo was there. It was this whole hot mess with the whole family. Adam Pearce was there because Nick Aldis, I guess, was out for the night. And it was just pure chaos. And we'll talk about that more later because it does come into effect in a little bit. But then we transitioned to a little backstage segment with Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. So Charlotte informed Alexa that the two of them will be facing Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez at SummerSlam for the Women's Tag Team Championships. Now, this is iconic for a lot of reasons. And I loved the Fatal 4-Way Tag match at Evolution. So I'm really excited to see this be like a little continuation of that. Now, here's my little theory. Liv Morgan is going to cost Roxanne and Raquel of those titles. And you're probably like, but she's injured. That doesn't mean she can't come out. That doesn't mean she can't shock us. I'm sorry. SummerSlam, the first ever two-night SummerSlam, is in her home state of New Jersey. And last time I checked, she grew up 10 minutes from MetLife Stadium. So I don't think she can freaking miss this. This is literally her show. She's probably going to show up in a sling or in a cast or something of that nature. She's not going to be too physical, but I definitely do think she's going to come out. And we're going to start this whole new journey now where Raquel and Roxanne are going to be pissed that she cost them the titles. Charlotte and Alexa will win. Even if Liv doesn't come out, I'm still convinced that they're going to win those titles. And then that can start a new feud, finally spark up some Judgment Day drama that we've been needing because we've kind of had nothing for like the past month, and I literally need Judgment Day drama. And then once Liv comes back, low key, what if we get Liv for Brutality versus Raquel and Roxanne? That's my insane Delulu. I know when Liv comes back, she has unfinished business with Nikki Bella, and I know that will be addressed at some point, but I would love to see Liv for Brutality reunite. You know, they're all on Raw, sometimes on SmackDown, and Rhea's now out of the title picture for the time being. And I don't know, I think it would be really fun. But obviously, I also think that Liv is going to return as a babyface, which would cause all of this, in my opinion. So whatever, let's move on to the match that we actually had, the first match of the night. It was Charlotte Flair versus versus Raquel Rodriguez. Now, this was low-key a dream match. I can't even lie. Now, both of these women are built similarly and even have similar styles in the ring. And at least for me, this was a dream matchup. I've always wanted to see these two in the ring, and I'm so glad that they did. It was such an entertaining match in every aspect, from the storytelling to the in-ring work, all the way to the drama happening outside with Alexa and Roxanne. I mean, top to bottom, it was just really good. But of course, in the end, Charlotte Flair did win. The next match we had was Carmelo Hayes versus Damian Priest. Now, this was also a really good match. It had really good action. It was very high energy. I really loved it, but unfortunately it got cut short because Aleister Black came out and interfered. And I'm really curious, to see where the storyline goes from here, because I'm a little lost with the direction. You know, they've been having these moments, but they're not really having matches. So I'm curious to see if that's something maybe we get at SummerSlam. Then we had a Solo Sikoa segment where him and his fam came out to talk about the supposed car crash that I told you guys that happened right before SmackDown. So he was blaming Jacob Fatu for it, and then stated that he gave Jacob everything to be in this position, so it doesn't add up that he would do this to him. And, you know, as much as I love Solo, he's low-key delusional sometimes, and this was one of those moments. So he said something, though, that kind of popped me because it was so funny. He said, quote, "Once a criminal, always a criminal." And he said it in like his funny face and voice that he always like jokes around with, and I thought it was so funny. And then the screen, like the big jumbotron thing, showed live footage from outside where the police said, after reviewing the footage of the accident, Jacob is not the person of interest. And then Jacob Fatu and Jimmy Uso stormed into, you know, the arena and absolutely cleaned house of, you know, the family tree is what they're calling their faction now. And I just have to say that the entire family has such infinite aura. I mean, every single person in that Samoan bloodline, like, actually, it's a little insane. They're all baddies. It's so iconic. I can't get over them. And then Adam Pearce announced that at SummerSlam, Solo Sikoa will be defending his United States Championship against Jacob Fatu in a steel cage. What? I was gagged. Like, what do you mean I see that 2 weeks from today? I'm literally gonna scream. I'm so excited. And then Solo Sikoa got arrested. And I was cackling. I love Solo, but like he kind of deserved that. And then after, we had a match between Stephanie Vaquer versus Alba Fire. Now, this was also a good match. It was nice to see Alba in the ring, especially against, a noble challenger, not just some random mid-carder. No offense. But unfortunately, no matter how much Alba tried, Stephanie just dominated, and it wasn't enough because Stephanie won in the end. And then we had a fatal four-way number one contenders match between DIY, Motor City Machine Guns, Fraxium, and Andrade and Rey Fenix. This was also a really great match. I loved all the athleticism and how action-packed it was. But unfortunately, you guys know how much I love Fraxium. You guys know how much I love DIY. You guys know how much I love the Motor City Machine Guns. If you guys have been watching and listening to my podcast for months, I always rave about them. Unfortunately, none of them won. Okay, Andrade and Rey Fenix won, and now they will face the Wyatt Six next week for a title opportunity, and I actually can't stress enough how much that pisses me off, but whatever, I digress. Lastly, we had a contract signing for SummerSlam, the match for the WWE Undisputed Championship, John Cena versus Cody Rhodes. So, Cody came out and signed the contract, 1, 2, 3, easy peasy lemon squeezy. And then he got on the mic to talk about how he has never flinched in any moment, in any match, up until WrestleMania 41 against John Cena. And then he said, this is what he's born to do. He said he was born to do this. And he said he will not flinch at SummerSlam. And part of me believes it, part of me doesn't. But of course, say his name and he appears. Nacho Hendry. John Cena came out. So John Cena got on the mic to let the crowd know that he will not make it to SummerSlam because he is filming a huge movie in New York and is emotionally drained and exhausted, which I do understand, but like, buddy, my heart dropped for a minute. He was like, this was a really tough decision, but it had to be made, and Cody was still going to get his rematch just at a different show. Then Cody ran after John once he exited the ring and beat the living crap out of him. He beat him to the freaking ground and absolutely said, screw your emotional drain. We're having this match and I'm getting it. And he let all of his anger out. It was absolutely insane. And then Cody grabbed the title, low-key giving heel energy. Hello, who are you, Cody? I'm telling you, he's been hinting at this heel thing. If you saw him earlier in the day, he was walking with those like really cool clear glasses and the Rolex. And I'm telling you, it's little hints. I'm telling you, heel Cody is coming, guys. You aren't ready. Like, if you didn't watch him in AEW, then you have no idea what's coming because you are not freaking ready. I'm so excited. Anyways, so he got the title, he hit him with it, and then he put Cena through a table and literally grabbed Cena's hand and made him sign that contract, because something Cena said before is like, the only way I'll do this match is if my name is on the fine print. And clearly that's not happening. But you know what? It did. Cody clocked that T and I could not be more happy. And then Cody got on the mic to say, quote, buddy, you didn't read the fine print, because not only is this a match for the title, but it's a street fight. Oh, they're cooking. They are cooking so hard with SummerSlam. It's not even funny. First, the steel cage match, then the women's tag team championship match, and now this match is a street fight. Holy crap. This is about to be the best PLE of the year, maybe in a couple of years. Well, actually, I can't say that because WrestleMania 40 last year cooked so much. I can't even lie. But this was absolutely amazing. This was an emotional roller coaster for me, this segment, because, even though I was like, oh no, wait, they can't pull this John Cena match, sometimes they do pull stuff. And so I was a little bit nervous, but thank God Cody saved the day. It was great. All right, let's head into my overall thoughts. I thought it was a pretty good show. I really enjoyed it. My match of the night was definitely Charlotte Flair versus Raquel Rodriguez. I loved all the action and storytelling and really felt like it was the strongest match of the night. Now, my segment of the night was obviously the contract signing for obvious reasons. Now, this was a whole, like I said, emotional roller coaster for us all, but I loved every second of it. And now it's made me even more excited for not just SummerSlam, but this match as a whole, because it's now a street fight. Overall, I'd rate the show about a 7.5, 8 out of 10, still kind of in that range. Also, don't forget to check out my interview with Brianna Dewar, aka the LA Night Girl, on my interview series, Champion the Passion, The Untold Stories. It dropped yesterday. I will leave the link on the end screen and in the description if you guys want to go check it out. It was such a fun conversation, getting to learn all the untold stories of her journey through professional wrestling as a fan and now stepping into the ring. It was such a special conversation, and I hope you guys guys love it. But thank you guys so much for watching and listening to this episode of Champion the Passion. Don't forget to leave a 5-star review if you enjoyed. Follow me at It's Victoria Daisy across all social platforms and follow Champion the Passion across all streaming platforms. Don't forget to champion your passions and celebrate the joy of what you love. And I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye.